All right, we're in Shelby Township, Michigan. Every time we put in a French drain system and people find out just how great it actually works, they always have us add more. Areas that didn't bother them before suddenly do because we fixed those really bad areas. Guys did a really nice job. They ran 50 feet of French drain right along the property line. They're going to be putting in a privacy fence. You have to dry out your property line before you put in a privacy fence. You want to make sure that those wood posts for your privacy fence don't rot right off. Now, what is a French drain? I get that asked a lot. What is a French drain? Well, a French drain is when you dig a trench and you remove all that dirt. You want to get that dirt hauled away. If the dirt was any good, you wouldn't be here to begin with. It's non-permeable dirt. If you put the soil back in, it's going to compromise the drain. Ideally, you like to use round rock. Now, we have some round rock here. We have no trees, so we're not trying to air prune the roots off. Otherwise, we'd use bigger stone where there'd be bigger air voids. But we have two pipes at the bottom. If you build a French drain with two pipes at the bottom, you hold that tolerance, I promise you, you're going to have a French drain that's going to last a lifetime. Now, the guys that are showing these French drains with just one pipe in the trench, they're too narrow. And to make matters worse, they won't use the non-woven geotextile filter fabric. So what happens when they just use one pipe and no fabric? Well, they start to fail after a couple of years. Our two-piped system with our non-woven geotextile filter fabric that's been double punched will last a lifetime. And again, if you're going to have trees and bushes grow near your system, you want to use bigger stone. It creates air pockets and the roots can't survive in that. Now, the non-woven geotextile filter fabric will help. That'll protect you a little bit against the roots. But in all honesty, what I've seen over my years, 38 years now in the business, if you can create a lot of air void, and then if you have a tree that's really close, you want to put some copper sulfate in the trench, and that'll keep the roots away. So this is what a French drain looks like. This is what a proper French drain is. We hauled away all the soil. We're not putting it back in. We're giving the customer their money's worth by packing in all this beautiful round rock. Now, another question I get, why not put a sock on the perforated pipe? You can. When we bid a job, we're trying not to bid ourselves out of a job. We want the work. So I want to represent the homeowner. For example, I have some beautiful round rock here. It's 3/4 inch round rock on average. Now I'm saving the homeowner 35% on their aggregate because I don't have to go to 1.5 inch round rock. If I put a sock on this pipe, my quote goes up. You keep passing that cost on to the homeowner. We don't need a sock. When would you need a sock in a case like this? If you have crushed stone with fines and you're worried about those fines plugging these perforations, then that's when you would put a sock on the pipe. We have some really nice stone. I'm really happy with this stone. It's beautiful rock. 3/4 inch on average, round rock. This is treating the customer right. We're investing the money that they paid us to do this job in a way to where they're going to have a French drain that's going to last a lifetime. These are all the different things that you have to think about when you quote a job or when you go to install a French drain system. It's a beautiful job by a professional crew. These guys set the standards in the industry. Now, you don't have to tape a coupler on a French drain. We're trying to let the water in, so don't worry about it. And if you use our coupler, it's never going to come apart. You're never going to get it off. Other couplers, you do have to tape on. Our coupler, it has 8 barbs that are ramped and they're spring-loaded. They grab the pipe and they will not let it go. Now, the guys got deeper as they got the system towards the ditch. You can see there's already water filling up in the trench. It's doing its job. You can see how nice that works. Now, we did put a system in here before, so we tied it into an existing system. You don't have to tie both of these. The water is going to move from this pipe to this pipe. However high the water is in this pipe, it's going to be that high in this pipe. Water seeks level. And then you just connect to the main pipe, the main line. Beautiful job. You can see we did this job a year ago. It was a double pipe system too, and we use the same kind of rock because there is no trees, there is no shrubs. I consider a clean stone, a stone that doesn't have small stone chips and fines in it. This has some snow and ice in it because we're in the north, and sometimes that's what it looks like. And I don't care if there's dirt in it, because the dirt's going to wash through the perforation. I wanted to mention that this coupler, that end plug, and the pipe are all 100% virgin HDPE. No recycled materials. None. Everything that we make is virgin HDPE. It's stronger. All right, so the guys are putting sand on top of the fabric. This is key. This is really important. Once the grass roots grow through the fabric, the water is going to drain great. Now, French drains, they take in the subsurface water 365 days out of the year. 24/7, they don't take a minute off. But for surface water, if you want to improve the infiltration rate, you want to put a layer of sand on the fabric before you go ahead and put your turf grass back. Now, the men cut this off with as much of that topsoil that the grass was growing in. Look at that, that's really nice. They got a good 3 inches of soil. They put the sod cutter on the deepest notch to do that. This sand will help the infiltration rate while that sod is working at rooting in to that non-woven geotextile filter fabric. These systems work better and better the longer they're in. And that's because when the grass roots grow vertically through the double punch filter fabric, the water just follows those roots right in the French drain. Now, if you have a lot of surface water, we're talking a lot of bulk water at the surface, you really need to build a French drain, yard drain combination. And I've done many videos on that, and I'll continue to do more videos showing you the different techniques. This is a beautiful job by a professional crew. They're connecting all the dots. They're getting all the details right. Very systematic. They don't waste any time. This crew does not make work for themselves. A professional group, they do something in a straight line. They don't zig and zag and take forever to get there. Love this crew. This crew is very efficient. They're a well-oiled machine. So right now is a good time to take any grass that has dirt in it and just rake that dirt right on top of your French drain. Makes your cleanup a lot easier. You can see the guys there, some spilled stone, a little bit of topsoil. It's not going to hurt anything. Now we're only overlapping the fabric a few inches. The guys have been cutting the fabric so that we don't have a heavy overlap. You just need to cover the fabric with a small layer of sand. Don't have to get carried away. Beautiful. This is winter here in Michigan, so the grass is dormant. Normally we have this beautiful, beautiful bluegrass, but everything's lying dormant right now. We've had a mild winter, so we've been able to work. So we just literally take the road that we built to get in here. We just start disassembling it and just work our way out the same way we worked our way in. Very systematic. This crew is a well-oiled machine. They have the right equipment, the right tools, the right know-how. We have a really, really good group. Really great core of men here. So always leave your fully encapsulated French drain system that's wrapped with that non-woven geotextile filter fabric that's been double punched. Always leave that a few inches low so that you can put your really thick cut off turf grass back. You always want to cut the sod in manageable pieces. So when the men cut this off with the sod cutter, they went ahead and they cut it by hand so that it was in manageable pieces, and then they put it up near the fence. So when spring gets here and this starts to take off like wildfire, you won't even be able to tell that we were here. These lines will grow right out. We leave a small footprint, that's for sure. We pride ourselves in that. We respect people's property. If you want a job done right the first time, give French Drain Man a call.
If you found any of this information helpful, give us a thumbs up. It supports the channel. If you have any questions about this installation, leave them in the comments section. I'm your host, Robert Sherwood, and until that next video,